Oh, you stink. You smell like a buck. Hi, Lucy. Hi, Lucy. Hi, Shirley. Good morning and welcome to Stivers Homestead. I'm Zach and it is a beautiful morning here on the farm and we've got some exciting stuff for you today. But first, I noticed something in this shop I need to tell y'all about because somebody's missing out. These three super tinctures, hibiscus flower, elderberry, and burdock, we have plenty in stock. And these are your top three that you need in your pantry right now. Hibiscus and elderberry are like ginormous immune boosters. And as we're getting into this cold weather, you need to be taking those every single day. It's gonna make sure that you have a nice, healthy winter going into spring and then having a nice solid summer. So make sure that you're getting those. And the burdock root is like the #1 tincture in our opinion. It does literally everything. Did you know it even has the properties to help prevent cancer? Isn't that crazy? It's wild, all the stuff that burdock root can do. Now in that one we have 1 ounce and 2 ounces. We have more 1 ounces than 2 ounces available, but the 1 ounce is only $10 for if you want to give it a try. So it's kind of a test run there. But we do have a lot of that also being created. Again, we're about to be bottling up a whole new batch of stuff. And we're getting ready for a big Black Friday kind of situation going into the holidays. But I wanted to make sure that y'all knew that because those are ginormous, huge tinctures that if you haven't got a hold of yet, they're usually never in stock in our store. So now is your time to go get them if you want them. A couple other things going on here. Mom is getting the immune boosting tea back and going in packaging. So that'll be back in stock very soon. And the much anticipated chickweed. So chickweed is good for reducing inflammation, weight maintenance, and fighting germs. So this is a big one as well that a lot of people ask for. And then all of these are about to be bottled into tinctures. It's a bunch of different ones, a lot of the favorites and some new ones in there. So they'll be coming within the next couple weeks. It's stuff I like to remind folks because I know people aren't on the Etsy store all the daggone time. So from the messages that we get, people are like, let me know when this is back in stock. Let me know when this is back in stock. So I like to just remind everybody every once in a while. You'll see the campers moved. Something exciting happening there too. You have to stay tuned and watch for some future videos to figure out that one though. All right, now that you get your order in, let's get this day started. So today for breakfast is gonna be super simple and easy and fairly light. So Jen made some bread. This is one of the 2 loaves that she made. She used the bread pans that somebody sent her and they were really cool. I like that. Little adjusting to the size, but we'll get there on there. So we're just gonna have some fresh toast and a hard-boiled egg. How is it? All right, so yesterday Jen completely reorganized the kitchen and it almost looks like we don't even live here anymore. That's the point. All right, so what are you doing now, babe?
Well, I'm cleaning my Instapot because it's got some fingerprints on it. And then I've got one of our chickens thawed that we butchered, spring?
Yeah.
Probably. It's been in the freezer and I'm gonna get it going in this Instapot with some carrots and some celery. I'm gonna let that cook, shred that for the rest of the week's meals, a few meals, and then leave the broth to have some broth for the week.
Nice.
Very simple.
Oh, tight fit.
Tight.
That's a big fella. So you can't really tell, but she does have it on a rack in there and not directly on the bottom. How's something's going on, babe?
Right.
So y'all got to see breakfast. We had a nice light toast and hard-boiled eggs. Jen has got dinner going in the Instapot, and then now it is lunchtime. So for lunch, it's gonna be a little variety for all of us, some of all of our little favorite things, but nice and easy snack. We're snacking on the kids. So the kids are probably gonna have like pretzels, carrots, apples, and maybe just a little ham. And then we're gonna have
tuna salad, salsa, and chips.
Let's do it. And I want a little cauliflower. Where's Max? Still nice. Do you want cauliflower?
Yeah.
Ranch or Italian for your collies?
Neither. When you get it wrong.
Okay. My Vanilli family.
You don't need sauce.
What kind of life is that? There's whites and there's red rays. All right, so cauliflower, some tortillas, some tuna, and then we bought this when we were down in Florida.
Yeah, I forgot about that. That was one thing we did buy at the grocery when we were in Florida. We make and can all of our own salsa, but I didn't take any, and it looked really good.
So we got a little bit of this, so we're gonna try to eat it down because it will not last like your canned stuff. So lunch was fantastic. Again, nice and light. That's kind of our theme. I know my buddy says it looks like we're tearing down some big meals, but we never do. We eat pretty light as it is, but that's kind of what we do for lunch. Especially when the kids are doing homeschool, we don't like have these big sit-down things, so it's something they can just grab with their hands and eat while they're still doing homeschool. But I wanted to show you all. I mentioned in, Jen mentioned in the grocery haul that we got those jalapenos because we were going to make some jalapeno moonshine. Well, I made it yesterday, and it is already taking the green color from the jalapenos. That is not the food coloring. And this is so easy to make. It's just infusing your fruit into whatever liquor that you want. But this will sit in there for about 3 to 7 days. Most likely we'll probably just leave the jalapenos in there because it's in alcohol, so like nothing's gonna mold or anything like that. But your infusion process is just about 3 to 7 days. But look how pretty that is. See if I can get it in light. There you go. Pretty cool. Just another thing to put on the shelf.
Probably can't see that, but the chicken is finally done. Took about 1.5 hours, but it was like a 5-pound chicken, so not too bad. That looks good. So I'm gonna pull it out of there and start taking it apart, but I've got to let it cool for just a little bit before I do that. All right, so what I'm gonna do now is I'm just gonna take all the bones out. You can see how easily they come out because this is cooked so good. I'm gonna get a bowl, and then I'm gonna put the bones in a bowl and then put them back in there, and then just keep the chicken separately so that we can use that for many meals, including tonight's dinner. Okay, so I didn't want to make you sit there and watch me do that the whole time, but these are the bones and like fragments, some celery and some carrots that came out, and just the leftovers that we're not going to eat, but that are going to go back in the broth and make that more nutritional. And then this is all the meat that we got. It's a lot of meat. I mean, it was a big chicken. It was about a 5-pounder, but that's a ton of meat. So that's going to be quite a few meals. So excited. Love doing this every week. It's one of my favorite things. And then we're just going to get that broth going and have that too. Okay, I added water because it just wasn't enough broth itself. And the broth isn't done, so adding water is fine. I just wanted to get the liquid level back up. Now we're going to put our lid back on, and we're just going to use this basically as a slow cooker now. We don't need it as an Instapot anymore, but it does have a slow cooker setting to where, you know, nothing will be sealed. We can open it, check it when we want to, and we're just going to get that broth going and have that going for probably the next 48 hours, maybe 24, but probably 48. And then I'll show you a little bit later, but I'm going to strain some for dinner tonight.
Next on the list before dinner time is these two usually are hungry after school and after lunch. They want some kind of snack. So today we're going to make homemade popcorn because we don't have a microwave. And that's the way we got to do things. So all we do is we put some butter down to the bottom, get it nice and melted. Throw you some of your kernels in there. We just always have some on hand. And then you just let the fun begin. You kind of hang back and wait for it to start popping.
The rainbow popcorn did not work.
It does work. It's just the inside of the kernels is white with the top.
It's not even the thing though. We put like so little in there and it fills up the whole pan.
Yeah, it doesn't take much. Alright, now hop down.
Okay. Good days.
There you go.
It is finally time to make dinner. So this is our broth that we've got going from the chicken. And I'm going to strain out 1 cup to make our rice with.
So we had said chicken chimichangas, chicken chimmies, but we were changing that to chicken enchiladas.
Yes.
And the reason primarily for that, chicken chimichangas, 2 of the big things that make it a chimichanga is it's deep fried and or crispy tortilla, and it's covered in queso. Well, we don't feel like deep frying or oven baking that situation, and we don't have any queso. So we do have enough to make enchilada red sauce out of Jen's homemade tomato juice that she had. So a little adjustment in the meal plan. And we're not 100% sure what we just said because it's been a long day, but she's getting 2 cups of broth because it goes to 1 cup of rice. Been a long one. We'll throw the rice in, or lordy day, the broth in. And you want to get a cup of rice up in that bad boy?
So I have this packet of enchilada sauce. It's like a powder. I've never used it before, but I found it in the pantry. That's part of this whole thing, is getting rid of stuff that needs to go. So it's not expired, which is good. It's close, November 20th, 22nd, 22.
It's just a recommendation though, you know.
But I use 1 package of this, 1.5 cups of water, and 8 ounces of tomato sauce. So we did use our own tomato sauce. Now I've got the water in there. We're gonna put this packet in, and then we're gonna bring it to a boil, I think.
All right, homemade enchilada sauce. All right, I just got some Gouda shredded up. That's all we had left. Again, pantry challenge kind of thing. So we're going to be putting Gouda on our enchiladas. So Jen is just taking the chicken that she cooked earlier. She's just kind of giving it a rough chop. And then so it's already cooked. So this is just getting it nice and warmed up again and browned, and then adding the taco seasoning.
Neither one of us are crazy about the way that tastes. I mean, I think that should be expected from coming from a packet. It's never something I would buy, but it's just what was there. So we're putting some of this tomato paste in. I get this from Measure. It's 100% organic tomato paste, and it's really, really good. We've actually had we've had a case of it for about a year, and we're about to run out, so we're gonna have to order some more.
I feel like we both had a stroke today.
Yeah. I'm just autopilot, but not very good at autopilot.
It's Jen's birthday week though.
It is.
Yeah, it's her birthday next Monday, the 14th. Gosh darn. Sorry, too much excitement at once. Still don't like the flavor. Just like tastes like tomato soup. I don't know what that seasoning. That seasoning pack did nothing. Like we just put our tomato juice and then we watered it down for whatever reason. It's not going well. So we have some leftover salsa. I just need to taste a little Mexican. Just a little bit. So I'm going to add some salsa up in here.
Just a little hint of something,
and
some
see
flavor.
If that helps, because
now it's just tomato water.
Yeah.
If I could take it back, I wouldn't put the water in.
Yeah, that was silly.
Well, that's what it said to do.
I know, but yeah. Like now we know, like it didn't need to be thinned or toned down at all. We enjoy our tomato. So now we're adding salsa. And probably something else.
Probably.
Might not be done yet. Okay, so she just put a little bit on the bottom. Flavor sucks. I would highly suggest, if you're trying to do this, make it homemade or just put like taco sauce and sauce on it.
I don't even really like the way it smells.
So this is going well.
Yeah. It's fine.
Everything's fine.
Okay.
Okay. Let's roll it.
Let's roll it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. He took over.
No. I'm helping you out, sister. There you go. Helping you out.
Okay. I think it's gonna be good.
We've never made anything bad. Like I can't think back of anything that we've done was just bad tasting. And then we can add our own taco sauce too. If we want to add more of that flavor.
Yeah. And we're gonna put some more sauce on top, and then our cheese. We're gonna have leftover sauce, yay.
Just put it back in the one we did and say kind of enchilada sauce. Drop it all on there. Don't be shy.
This may be good, it may not be. I don't know.
It'll eat.
We'll find out.
So we're gonna drop that bad boy in there at 375 for an X amount of time. When the cheese is melted and that red sauce looks a little bit more like enchilada sauce.
Until it comes out looking better than it went in.
Well, by golly, they look like enchiladas. It turned out quite all right. Do you want to?
No.
Stay tuned for how these bad boys taste. That turned out surprisingly really well.
It did. It changed its attitude in the oven, and I'm very happy about
It sure did. It went in a brat, and they came out a good kid.
It was headed for disaster. It was really good. Even I liked it. So if I like it, that means it's okay, because I'm quite picky like the kids.
Yeah, completely agree. And even the kids liked it. We gave them just the chicken. They're not huge taco fans in general. But in our minds, that's okay because we didn't have to cook anything separate, right?
Yeah, they ate farm-raised chicken. I mean,
exactly.
Better than that.
Right. But they both tried the enchiladas. Yeah. Wyatt seemed to like a little bit better than Raylan did. But either way, very good. So if you want to try it, you know what you can do with your tomato juice. make some enchilada sauce. And don't judge it before you put it in the oven.
Yeah.
But I hope you enjoyed today's kind of what we eat in a day. That was a lot of fun. We always like throw it specific, but we never have a full video on everything that we eat. But I mean, I would say this is pretty in general.
And we usually don't eat after dinner, so you got the full picture.
Yeah, usually no snacks after dinner. If it is, the kids will have like grapes or an apple or something like that. But yeah, make sure to go to Etsy, get all the stuff that I talked about, the burdock, hibiscus, elderberry. Be looking out for a lot of things coming because we're restocking a bunch of stuff coming into the Black Friday sale that we're going to have. But I know y'all, if you're new around here, hit that subscribe button.
We love you.
Until the next one.
Bye.
Bye.